Oh, speak, bitch. Come on now.
Don't fuck with me right now.
Mr. Foley's baby girl has deflated her fun bag, Caesar. I don't know if you're aware of this or not. Sticks just got murdered real quick, but
Sure.
what did you think of this, if you're aware of this?
I got no clue what you're talking about.
So Noelle Foley took out her breast implants for health reasons, and she's barely
Sure.
an A cup now, but she still got that fat donk. Um,
Sure. If she had a fat don't, she still got it. I ain't worried about that
she
bitch.
got her mom's face and her dad's ass. She's got that big old
Mm-hmm.
the Foley fat ass.
All
Hopefully
right.
she didn't inherit the funk, which I'm hearing is very rank, according to the sheriff.
Oh
Well,
yeah, apparently that nigga stink on airplanes or something.
he's not the only person too, because Adam Carolla once had a famous story on his podcast on how he was avoiding Ron Jeremy the best he could, because he said that dude's a fat, stinky hedgehog, and well, now he's in jail dying. So unless he
Yeah.
died already, but I guess
Maven said RVD stank on a bus one time.
really.
Yeah. You should watch that niggas. I'm telling you, Maven be dropping that heat on fucking behind the scenes wrestling shit. You should watch that nigga's YouTube channel, man. Him and Taker. They're very entertaining for as long as they are.
Yeah.
Very entertaining, man. I'm not gonna lie. That nigga Maven dropped on thumbtacks like 3 weeks ago. Respect in a ring. Respect to him.
He making a comeback?
Nah, he just likes talking behind the scenes. He did do a Booker T show, whatever Booker T shit is.
Yeah.
He did do a Booker T show, so respect to him.
Um, Sticks, having you good? Technical difficulties over? All right, let's get
Yep, we're
shit
good.
show on the road. AEW had a pay-per-view recently. I didn't see it. But I know these two gentlemen might have. I know Cesar probably has. And if not, we could still riff off of Cesar, because I'll just skip the pre-show, but I did type down what happened. It was Nick Wayne,
Skip the pre-show.
Andretti, Leo Rush, and Wayne's mom versus AR Fox, Top Flight, and Layla Gray.
Mhm.
Then Anthony Bowens answers Max Caster's open challenge. So I guess Max Caster's the new that fucker who lost all the time, and
Kurt Hawkins.
yeah, he's the new Kurt Hawkins apparently.
Yeah.
But the main show did start, and according to Wikipedia, this is the list that I typed out. So, Cesar, any thoughts on Will Ospreay versus Kevin Knight?
Hold on, nigga. Let me pour this beer right quick before I tell y'all about Will Ospreay and Kevin Knight right here. All right, this shit right here, nigga. This shit right here was a darkie and a whitey fighting, opening the show. Triple H would never, because apparently there's no niggas on WrestleMania, and it's a week away. I'm just saying that's what the internet said. I'm just saying that's what the internet said. But anyway, well, I mean, Roman Reigns and Jey Uso were minorities, but I guess there's no.
Hey,
real
what is Samoan? What is Samoan?
Yeah, man, that's just black folk for naked, man. That's all I'm saying. That's
Well,
all I'm saying. I don't know what they mad about.
Cesar, the mad disrespect to Jade Cargill and Naomi, but also
Yeah, look, the internet, bro. I
the
forgot
Hall of
about that
Fame.
match.
The
I
Hall of
forgot about
Fame.
that match.
The Hall of Fame is hashtag all white as well. If you notice the class this year, there ain't no brothers, no
No,
ninjas.
no darkies in the Hall of Fame, but you are correct. because Naomi and Jade Cargill
And Bianca.
and I get Bianca's fighting.
Yep.
Like, damn, the internet, man. See, that's why you can't trust the internet, people. That's why you can't trust the internet. They said no darkies on the show, but you know what I'm saying. I guess it hasn't been made official because they don't know if they're gonna add Rhea Ripley yet. Anyway, I eat a dick. We talking about AEW.
Kevin
This
Knight
was match of the night. This was match of the night right here.
already?
All right, look. This is match of the night. There was one other match that came really, really close.
I can guess.
Like super, super close. Go ahead and guess. Which match do you think it was?
Of course, Speedball, fucking Ricochet, and the Omega Man, right?
Fuck no, nigga, you wrong. This
What?
yeah. This was match. That match was close, but there was still one match that was a little bit better.
Okay.
Then there was this one. Look, that was third. That was third. If I had to watch and say that was third, and it was real close between second and third. It was a cut hair away.
Oh, Mox versus Swerve is the second best. Okay.
Kill yourself.
I get it.
You can fucking kill yourself right now.
I get it.
You can kill yourself right now. Slit your fucking throat live on this Zoom right now, and me and Sticks will continue to talk for the next 2 hours.
The amount of angry TikToks I've seen about that
Jesus
result.
Christ.
My God.
We'll get there.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. No, this match cooked. So the nigga, I can't remember what his name is.
Kevin Knight.
Kevin Nigga was also quick on the draw, and he had an answer for all of Will Ospreay's bullshit throughout the night, and it was good. It was good. They were going back and forth. They were cooking. They were doing work, doing dirt. He countered Will Ospreay numerous times, even out the air when he was going for the Oz cutter. He had a little anti-air shit. He was cooking. This was a good match. If that's how you're gonna start tonight, yeah, y'all fucked up because it was all downhill from here. But anyway, shit was good. I thoroughly enjoyed it. This was match of the night, but not my beer cheese moment of the night because I'm gonna get there. Man, you didn't watch, but
no,
but you'll understand when I get there. But this was match of the night. It was so good. These guys countering each other, cooking. It was the first round of the Owen. We all know Ospreay winning this shit, so it's kind of fucking pointless. But still, this was really good. Sticks, I don't know if you watched it, but
yeah, Sticks, do you have any thoughts on this? Because I saw the highlights on Twitter and it did look fast and furious. It was pretty cool. Any thoughts on this?
It was slow at first though. It was slow at first. It built the whole time.
Yeah.
Oh, this is also the JR match of the night. JR was out for this, and then he was gone.
Yeah, right out the gates, they announced that Kevin Knight was Jay White's substitute because Switchblade was supposed to be in this tournament, and from what the internet had said, was probably going to make a pretty big run in this tournament, but has a legit injury that I think they're waiting to see what type of surgery is required for it. Don't know what type of injury it is, but obviously, well wishes out to Switchblade.
It's an arm injury, something it's either a wrist or like his forearm. Something's like real fucked up because it was all bandaged up. I know I saw that. Sorry.
But we've seen Kevin Knight before. I mean, he's tagged with Kushida, the international jet setters. I mean, so we know this guy can go. We've seen him on TNA. And the guy could jump out of the building, and you put him with another guy like with Will Ospreay, and you're gonna have this start the card like Cesar said. Can only go downhill, and it kind of did. I mean, there was a little bit of ebbs and flows where it got a little bit better, but I mean, this was my match of the night. I mean, this even got my beer cheese. Like Cesar said, Kevin Knight had watched tape. Like he had counters for what Will Ospreay could do. Like Cesar said, he went for the Oz cutter, and I believe he hit like a jumping kick on him to do it. I mean, this was a match that would have and should have main evented Dynatrash or Collision. This match was great. I thought it was awesome that they were able to put Kevin Knight, their newest signee, on a pay-per-view card to go up against a guy who's probably going to headline all main event or headline all in Texas. Like we've all heard it. Will Ospreay has talked about he's going to be going for the championship at All in Texas. And if you don't have him as the main event, if that plays out, if you don't have him as the main event on that, well then Tony Seats is gonna fumble the 8 ball of coke that he probably snorted, but was snorting backstage during this match. But I mean, this was a hell of a way to start off the main card. We know how good Ospreay is, and to have a guy like Kevin Knight, your newest signee, to put him up against your golden, like Tony, not Tony Khan, but Don Callis talked about the Golden Goose, and go out there and just put out a banger performance to start off the card. Great way to start it. Like I said, ebbs and flow. This was my beer cheese match of the night. I gave it 8 in the beer cheese. This was great. I mean, this was a way to start it. We've talked about Billy Beer Cheese Ospreay, and to have a guy now in that company that can go toe to toe with him in a match, moves wise, and just psychology wise. Like I said, he had watched tapes, so he knew the counters and all that stuff. This is a great way to start.
What a way to prematurely ejaculate Dynasty by starting with this match.
Yeah.
Well, according to Wikipedia, up next was We Hurt People, the Hurt Syndicate.
You damn right.
Big Bill and the Bad Apple Caesar. Was this worth your time?
Man, yo, that new song they came out with We Hurt Niggas and the crowd singing it. Crowd was singing. All right, they were singing We Hurt People because it was an all white majority crowd. But if I was there, I'd be like, We hurt niggas. We hurt, with a sign that said We Hurt Niggas, and crackers. I'd have had and Spicks. It would have been a really big sign. I still would have had it out though, because that shit was good. And then that dirty nigga, old MJF, even found his way into this match in the crowd. Punch Big Bill out in the corner. And it was funny because MVP was on the desk. Him and Taz had good work. You know what I'm saying? The Hurt Niggas was hurt niggas, as they should. And it was funny because Bobby Lashley was beating the fuck out of Bandit Keith. And so MVP was like, there's certain things you can't teach. Is, height, strength, and experience. And then Taz goes, oh, you can't teach height? And then MVP goes, no disrespect to you, Taz. No disrespect for you, because you was hurting people. I'm just saying, Prime Taz and Bandit Keith, you'd whoop his monkey ass. He was saying shit like that, kissing Taz's ass, because Taz is a short ass cracker. Funny on the mic. And MVP got off the mic twice every time it looked like the Hurt Crackers was about to lose. And talked him up, and then they whooped monkey ass. And then like Big Bill and Bobby Lashley was outside, and he threw him into where the security guards are by the guardrail. And then MJF literally, and MVP got on the ring post. MJF popped out of front row of the crowd, hit that cracker with the dynamite ring, dropped back down. They threw him back in the ring. Then he popped back up. It was something like MVP. Everybody didn't know he was there. Bobby Lashley and Sheldon was like, "What the fuck is this motherfucker doing here? Hitting him with the fucking chain, with the ring." And even MVP was on the mic, and Taz was like, "Yo, it looks like your boy MJF was here." And MVP was like, "Yeah, that's my boy. Yeah, he cool. He cool." Even they didn't even know. So it's just more of Tony Skeet saying you got to watch Wednesday to see what goes on between these crackers. But the match was kind of, it was all right. It was all right. But, the niggas won, as they should have, and whooped that monkey ass and pinned them crackers. I'm going to give this a 6. I'm going to give it a 6. It was definitely just going with the motions. The MJF spot bumped it up to the 6. And they all were really surprised. They sold that well. They sold MJF being out there well. And then even after they left, like the commentator was like, I don't think they knew MJF was gonna be there. And it's like, yeah, even MVP was shocked on the fucking mic and blah blah blah. But yeah, they hurt niggas. They got a new song saying they hurt niggas. It was a 6. I wasn't mad at it.
Yeah, I agree with you. It sounds like this is just gonna lead to Wednesday. Bobby Lashley's gonna be in the ring. MJF's gonna be in the ring. He's like, we didn't need your help to win. We don't need you. And MJF's gonna be like, well, let me prove myself. And then they're gonna fight, and MVP's gonna have to pick between whatever. But Sticks, what'd you think of this match?
Yeah, like Cesar said, there's a lot of little intricacies going with this. We had I think it was about a week or two ago, MVP came out during MJF, talked about how he's kind of gotten soft lately. Like when MJF was talking about being a former champion, the devil was there. Like he wasn't. He was always seemed to have the upper hand, and he said lately he really hasn't. So that's why he hasn't been in title contention, let alone hasn't been able to stockpile wins. And gave him the infamous MVP card. Said, "Hey, you come with us. We'll help you get back to that being that champion MJF." Left MJF with something to think about. Being there kind of helped play into that. Obviously, like you guys said, this is going to draw more intrigue onto Wednesday. Like, what's going to happen? How, like, is they going to have a face-to-face? Is this going to be when MJF joins the Hurt Business? Like Cesar said, the crowd started chanting the song "We Hurt People." He for sure, him and myself would have been in the crowd. He would have had "We Hurt Ninjas." I would have had "We Hurt Crackers." We would have been side by side. Unity, trying to help bring the nation together, like the A, the B, the C does. That's what we would have been doing. But I agree with what he said. This was a match that followed up a great match. It wasn't a bad match. I gave it a 6-2. I mean, it was a good tag match. It'll be interesting because there's two things that come out of this. One, where does the Hurt Business go with, or Hurt Syndicate go with MJF? But also, two, there's a little bit of questioning with Jericho with Big Bill and the Bad Apple. Like they played that during the promo. Like he told him, "Hey, you guys have been under the learning tree for a while. You haven't been able to chalk up some dubs as a tag team." Well, they had to chalk up some to get to this match. So where are they still staying of Jericho? Like, are we going to get a dissolving of the Bad Apple and the Redwood from Chris Jericho, or have they put in enough equity going forward for these three guys to stay together, which we will also talk about Chris Jericho further on down this. But there's a lot of intricacies going on that obviously will make you and try to implore you to watch Wednesday nights.
Up next is the second most viewed TikTok video that I've seen. It was the Death Riders versus Edge and FTR. I will not ruin the surprise. I will let Cesar slowly explain it to you what happened during this match.
All right, here we go. Now, was the match good? It was all right. It was a trios match. It was what's that nigga's name? Because I don't know. He don't go by his WWE name no more. Coke. Yeah, that fuck nigga versus FTR, which at the end of the match stood for fuck the rated R. That's what it stood for. Anyway, them crackers was fighting the Death Riders that had a new version of Claudio's music when they came out. We all know Willer Yuta is trash. I don't care about him. But packing that nigga Cesaro, they need to get rid of these belts. Does Cesaro need a singles run in this fuck shit company? Okay, trying to tell you, it was like a year ago. I swear we were talking about Cesaro had one of the best fights when Swerve Strickland was the goddamn champion on a fucking Dynamite.
No,
I don't know what episode that was.
It was Collision.
Yeah, it was Collision. Yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah. See, even
yeah, because I think that shit was at Daly's place too. I want to say it was Daly's.
When Sangria remembers an AEW match, goddammit. You know that shit cooked. And he actually fucking watched it because we talked about it on this show. It was one of like Swerve just won it. And Cesaro came out. Nigga, that match was cooked. We're not gonna go in the archives and find it. Y'all not gonna go in the archives and find it. But I'm just saying, just Google that shit. Swerve versus Cesaro. You know that match cooked. So yeah, we got FTR versus Trios champs. And yeah, they were all fighting, everybody getting their shit in. The all submission spot was dope because like Cesaro had the fucking what's that Bret Hart shit?
Sharpshooter.
Yeah, sharpshooter. Uncle Dax had like a sharpshooter. Dumb nigga Cope had dumb nigga and some shit. But then Cesaro and Uncle Dax are face to face. They slapping each other, trying to get somebody to turn the hole. They both drop the hole and start scrapping. Good shit all around, except for when Wheeler Yuta was in the match. FTR was keeping the tags more to themselves and not really tagging in that crack of coke. Then match happens somehow. Excuse me. They get the pin on Cope. All right, I'm gonna give the match about 5.5, 6 in the salty mustard. But after that, nigga, this was the beer cheese, nigga. This was the beer cheese moment of the night. You damn right. Uncle Dax was eating some chicken earlier. Okay, he's eating some chicken and some watermelon. And, he had a couple shots of Hen Rock in the back because he knew he had to come out here and fight some real European crackers. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right, look, I understand. America beat Europeans and whatever and blah, blah, blah. But he goes, I got to take this shit to the streets. I need the powers of niggerdom in me. And Uncle Dax was like, I need a 3-piece. He was like, I need a 3-piece. He didn't order from KFC. Mm-hmm. He ordered that shit from Popeyes. He ordered that shit from Churches. They was in Philly, so it's probably Churches. No, I think I Popeyes in Philly. He ordered that shit from Popeyes. You know what I'm saying? He ate that chicken. He felt that hate in his heart. Mm-hmm. This won't know like white people, dark side Jedi bullshit, you know what I'm saying, kind of hate. This was like, he ate that chicken, he was like, for 400 years, they held me down. He was like, I still smell February in this bitch. He was like, I'm drinking red Kool-Aid in this bitch. He was like, watermelon with the salt at the barbecue in the park. While they running 3-on-3.
He was like the ultimate war. He felt like the ultimate warrior if he stood outside in the sun for like 24 hours straight.
Yeah, like that strong white people shit. When y'all like some Superman white people shit, like y'all get naked and pour your vaginas at the sun, thinking it's extra powerful. No, yeah, he was like, smell like Django in this bitch. He's like, cotton candy's a faggot ass. Oh, that nigga Uncle Dax was like, we gonna win this shit. And as soon as that cracker coat lost, he was like, I felt like a cracker named Cynic texted this bitch about wrestling, and he was disrespected. And then he was like, I feel like Cynic told some of his internet friends in the Still Real Pride Parade that he was disrespected by this bitch laying here in this ring, giving me a loss on a pay-per-view. I can't even go to the pay window. I done spent my hard-earned money on chicken. I got my ride or die. He was like, he may be white, but that's my ride or die. We've been through the streets, the slums, the trenches. And he had to fuck that crack up. Man, Uncle Dax power drive that nigga, went to get some chairs. And then it was so great because it was just so back to back. See, this was some nigga shit. See, white people, he'd have power drived him and like looked at him and be like, It's 5 minutes later. Oh, he's still moving. And nigga, get up there. Get up there, nigga. Let's power drive him on this chair. Nah. Uncle Dax was like, I'm doing some nigga shit. I'm going all out. This motherfucker ain't gonna breathe no more. He power drived his ass. And he told his boy, he said, nah, fuck him up. Shot a machine his ass. Then double power drived his ass on the goddamn chair. Then hit that nigga with a concerto. Back to back to back to some Django shit right there. That's some real hate. That's some.
So that was the beer cheese moment of the night, correct?
Man, I had my dick out when they were doing that shit, man. Dick was all out. No pants on, no basketball shorts. Man, whoo.
So I did watch this a few times because I don't like
that shit. That shit looked like black.com.
I
ain't never seen two niggas fuck up a white bitch like that. They put that bitch on a split roast.
I don't like Cope Hogan either. But what made me even more hyped is where this is going.
Oh yeah.
Because the rumor on the street, Cesar, is this could potentially lead to the reuniting of the talent of the duo.
No, man. No, man.
He don't
No.
need that. He don't need that. Captain Charisma don't need this fucking leech.
Back together to take on FTR at the next pay-per-view. And I know Edge ain't gonna bring much to this.
No.
But the captain will make this entertaining.
I don't want the captain. No.
It's gonna be good. I guarantee it's gonna be good.
It's not gonna be good.
It's gonna be good.
Edge needs the machine. We've proven this. The captain don't need the machine. The captain's good, man. God damn it.
I think it's gonna be good. But Sticks, what did you think of this match and the aftermath?
Yeah, I don't care about the match. Finally, FTR, like I think it was Nigel said, FTR, what does it stand for? Fuck the rest. And that's what they did. They got rid of this fucking leech that showed up to AEW, got a fucking TNT championship opportunity, broke his fucking leg because this motherfucker thinks he's 20 and a 50-year-old body jumping off a fucking cage. Fucked the captain over, taking his goddamn TNT championship, and the dumbass couldn't even defend it. Like you said, I've read the rumors. It's all about Captain Charisma doesn't need this fucking guy. You want to see somebody that can make it outside the Fed? Look at the TNA tape, and then look at the work that he put in AEW. Cope needs it because this guy can't decide if he wants to go by Adam Copeland, Cope, Adam Co, fucking Edgington Software. I don't fucking know. I don't care. This guy does not need to be wrestling.
Edgington Software.
I don't give a fuck about this guy. Go retire and go take care of your fucking kids. You were leeching off one of the best tag teams in AEW and FTR. Uncle Dax finally said, no, fuck this guy. We don't need him. We put on banger matches with the Bucks and when the one was like the Briscoes. This guy, since he's attached himself to us, we've got nothing but fucking L's. We haven't collected dubs. We've collected L's. And once again, on a fucking pay-per-view, what this fucking guy do? He got him an L. And Uncle Dax finally, Cash finally said, Uncle Dax, you were right, man. We traveled the road, up and down this road numerous times. I don't know why I doubted you. So he finally saw the light and said, let's take this fucking old timer out back behind the fucking shed and concerto his ass into the glue factory up in Canada. That's what they finally fucking did. And if this is fucking Tony Skeet's wild idea of bringing fucking Cope and Cap together, fucking Captain just said, fuck no, I won't want nothing to do with this guy. I'll sell a fucking plank exercise with this guy, but I don't want to fucking tag with this guy. Because I'd be damned if I put in that fucking hard work to have some fucking guy attach his name to it so he could sell a fucking 5 or 6 fucking t-shirts. Probably 3/4 of his t-shirt sales going to the same household that he's in. I would be damned if I want to have that shit attached to solely in my resume. Fuck that. Let FTR keep fucking this guy up and put his ass out back to the fucking pasture and let him do some fucking Dark Side of the Ring fucking cameos.
Other than that, Styx has no thoughts on the subject.
No. You know what? As soon as he said it, I see the whole thing working, man. I mean, they can't be ENC anymore, though. They're like, they got to be CNC.
The only good thing that's going to come out of this is the captain's going to get unlimited dubs. He's going to get the dub. He hit the dub.
No, the only thing that's going to be great about this is when he stabs him in the back again. When he turns on him.
You're not seeing the money grab that Tony Khan is seeing. And those two old white men are going to beat those niggas for the tag team championship at All In Texas, where it's super fucking white and red state as shit.
If Sting and Darby were still tagging, he would have Cope and Cap beat them. I guarantee it.
If Sting and Darby were still tagging, Sting and Darby would beat these niggas at All In Texas.
Sting and Darby were still champions, we wouldn't be fucking chanting "we hurt people" because they would have got buried as soon as that tag team got formed.
But no, look. He's going to have these two old crackers beat the hurt niggas in Texas for the tag team titles, and those shirts are going to sell like gangbusters. If he turns the captain face, this is the bullshit is Ed. Nah, Hope's got to go heel. He's got to go heel. He's got to go more heel. They got to go really dark to beat FTR. And then these two old crackers are going to beat the hurt niggas in Texas for the title. This is some bullshit. But this is what it is. We could
definitely have an hour discussion about this, but let's move on to Timeless Tony Storm versus Megan Bayne. Cesar, how did this go?
You know how with this nigga. You know how with this went. You know our girl showed up here with Lufa. Then that big bitch showed up with Penelope. Penelope was looking good too. I mean, I'm just saying. Penelope. I might need a little Penelope, Alexa Bliss, Jada Parker match happen. I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how that's gonna work, but I mean, maybe even throw a little sprinkle. Little Stephanie Valcour in there, little four-way dance of the baddest bitches in wrestling. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
I'm gonna quote a Jason Derulo song. We gonna get a little wiggle with all that action in that ring.
You goddamn right. Girl. I just know there was some bad bitches out there, and there was a big bitch. And Miss Tony represented like she needed to. And then Lufa did his goddamn job, took that bitch to the bat, representing for the timeless one, doing work, doing dirt, and she had to do what she had to do. She had to hit that bitch with all that ass more than once, doing work, and then she represented the goddamn tripod like she should. Winning with what?
The world's most deadliest move in all of entertainment.
The goddamn roll-up. Hit that bitch with a roll-up with the most deadliest move. It won't no ass shot. It won't no Storm Zero. It won't none of that bullshit. She knew she could only take that woman out with the number one, with the bullet. Deadliest move in all of sports entertainment. The goddamn roll up. She got the dub like any champion would, got her title, and got the fuck out of there. You goddamn right.
So Cesar, I watched the clip of Luther carrying out her Megan
Penelope
Bailey.
Ford.
Yeah, Penelope.
Yeah. And I
the
definitely
face,
tweeted the Dolph Ziggler meme.
the face he made, he was carrying her out. Motherfucker looked demonic, and she was like, Jesus. But yeah, Luther did do his due diligence for the timeless one.
It should have been me. It should have been me.
Sticks, what did you think of this? It was for the AEW Women's Championship, right?
Yes.
What did you think of this title match, Sticks?
I thought it was a good match. I don't know about you guys, but I've seen in the last month the hype that they have with Megan Bain. Like, she is, like, I think it was like what Bully Ray said on his Busted Open show. She's super green, but you see the potential with her. So the way that Tony Storm won this, which had played him the roll up, the most dangerous move, this was great. Then being able to have Luther and Penelope Ford kind of have him carry her out was great. You see the potential. I thought this match was great. Tony Storm, the title did not need to come off her. She is a money-making machine. This woman, the montage before the match, like when they said, and now time for the feature presentation, and they went to that montage of her training, chef's kiss. This woman, and even like I got some of the highlights of her the post press conference afterwards, like what she did. Go watch it. Great. This woman,
That was awesome.
When the lights are on and she has a microphone and her like ready to speak into her microphone, she is gold. So this was a good women's. This is a great women's match. Tony won the proper way without hurt. With the way she won, didn't necessarily hurt or stunt the growth of Megan Bain.
It protected Megan Bain. It protected her.
Exactly, which is odd to say in AEW, but they do every once in a while. They do hit a single or a double, and this was a great way to do it. This was a great women's match. Action in the ring, the shenanigans before and all that stuff. Well produced, well put together. So I wouldn't be surprised if you found out that Tony Skeets had nothing to do with it. So I mean, that's like
100% guaranteed.
100% had nothing to do with it.
Dean Malenko was the agent for this.
He was booking this shit. He booked the shit out of this.
But up next was old Kyle Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. Cesar, how was this shit?
Nigga, hold on. Let me pour this drink. Let me pour this drink. Okay. Yeah. What was his name? Say the people who was in this match
Kyle
again.
Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe.
You shut your whore mouth, Sangria. You call him what he is really known as. Kyle the Proto Star Fletcher versus Mark Briscoe. God damn this. I don't know how this country ass nigga is put on this banger with Kyle Fletcher, but that country ass nigga Mark Briscoe, he took the roughest bumps of the night, girl. He took a power bomb to the guardrail on top of the guardrail. Not that side shit. That nigga ate that shit.
Spine on steel.
Boy, these dudes have wrestled twice. I had to go back and watch their match on Collision. That's how good this match was. I
think they've wrestled 4 times. I think this was the 4th time.
They wrestled 4 times. Nigga, I've only seen twice. I seen the shit on Collision. I seen this shit. These niggas need to wrestle more often. Give them a goddamn belt. Give them the main belt. You know, John Moxley, give this nigga the briefcase. Give one of these assholes the briefcase and let the other nigga wrestle for it. Because these boys put on a clinic. That nigga hit the El Generico, the top rope DDT. He hit that shit on the mat
brain
shit.
buster. The brain buster.
Boy, these motherfuckers wrestled Sangria. This was a cut hair away from that Will Ospreay match. This was the one. Wow. This was the one. I damn near. I mean, you know, I love seeing Edge get fucked up just because. Shout out to Siddick for that cracker disrespecting you. And that's why that got the beer cheese moment. But if I had to put on a match, I had to put it on this shit because this shit was good. This shit was good. These boys got chemistry the whole time. The match started off hot. For the damn Briscoe nigga came in the ring charging like an asshole, whooping monkey ass like monkey ass ain't never been whipped before. The Proto Star, it won't even no cheating. This how good the match was. Nigga ain't even had to hit that screwdriver bullshit. And Don Callis.
It was the Owen Hart tournament, right?
Yeah, it was an Owen Hart tournament match. And that dumbass cracker Don Callis was at the desk getting made a clown of by Tony and them. But god damn it, this match was good. This was wrestling. This is where if you don't need no premise, no promo, no nothing, but two motherfuckers show up to wrestle.
Is Mark Briscoe the AEW Mick Foley?
Sure.
He's just so beat up. He can take
and Protostar is Triple H in a younger body, nigga. Because this shit cooked. This shit, he Randy Orton in a younger body. This shit cooked. This whole match cooked. Brother, they even showed the shit leading up to these crackers hating each other. But god damn it, if they didn't entertain like a son of a bitch.
I know what it is. It's Sky Blue's pussy. That's giving Kyle Fletcher super cracker powers, Cesar. He's got
look.
Super cracker powers.
Hey, look, all I know is that cracker Briscoe used every bit of his veteran experience and helped Protostar put on a banger. Like this was almost as good as them two crackers fighting in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And that was Beer Cheese Osprey. This shit was almost as good. Almost as good with his crazy style of country kung fu with Protostar. You call that nigga Protostar. God damn it, he got my respect tonight.
That's a good.
That shit was good.
That's a good moniker.
It is, but no, that match was so good, man. It was so good.
Well,
I was like, I was mad. I was mad because it was the opening match. This should be like a semifinal match to go to the finals. That's how good this match was.
Well, Sticks, we had the Protostar versus Redneck Kung Fu. What did you think of this
goddamn
match?
Right.
You guys, we've talked about how good we've talked about the trajectory of Kyle Fletcher. We've seen that since he showed up, there was something about him that needs the Protostar nickname. Like we've talked about how good the roof is just so high for this guy. The matches he's put on with Beer Cheese Osprey, I mean, he's met that level with Will Ospreay. Now, ironically enough, both these guys are on opposite sides of the brackets, and we could get a finals of Beer Cheese and Fletcher, which I wouldn't be mad at. Like these guys, when you do that, that's worth. If you were telling me at a pay-per-view that would be the finals, and that's one of the matches, that would get my money for just to watch that match because these guys put on banger of matches. And like Cesar said, this match was a banger. We usually fucking shit on Briscoe depending on the dance card partner, but this match was great. This might be one of the best matches that I've watched Briscoe put on for quite a while since his brother was alive. Like single-wise, this is something that shows you, okay, this is why they got this guy. He, with his veteran knowledge, threw everything at Kyle Fletcher. And Kyle Fletcher said, "Please, sir, may I have another?" He fucking just kept eating it and fucking dished out something else. There's a reason why Don Callis has hooked his wagon to the Protostar because he sees what we see with this guy. He has a high ceiling, and this guy is the future. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't been a mid-card champion on AEW yet. Like, he probably could have held damn near all the championships in Ring of Honor. We wouldn't know about it because it's fucking Ring of Honor. We ain't watching that shit. We ain't gonna pay for the fucking Honor Club shit. I mean, I pay for fucking subscription to shit, and I ain't even paying for that bullshit. So fuck that. You want me to pay? I'll read about him. But you want me to watch it? You better bring his ass to Wednesdays and Sundays, or Wednesdays, Saturdays, and occasional Sundays once a month. But this match was a great match. Like Cesar said, this was one of the hierarchy best matches of the night.
What you got?
I'm not trying to get you guys angry, but as the observer, because I did not see the pay-per-view,
Sure.
and going over this card to this point, you guys have put this match over way more than the Billy Beer Cheese and Kevin Knight match. But it was Styx's Beer Cheese match, and Cesar says it was the second best match of the or
I
something.
said it was the second best match of the night. Oh, I like the chemistry and I guess the overall wrestling of the Billy Beer Cheese because it's Will Ospreay, right? Because and I don't expect shit from that nigga Kevin fuck his nuts. Because I don't know that nigga. But for two guys who we've seen wrestle in AEW for at least a year and a half, I didn't think they would have this chemistry. Right? I didn't think it was going to be that good of a match. So it impressed me more, but I'm literally going to say that Billy Beer Cheese match built more. It was built more better. I don't know. Yeah, I'm drunk. Not built more better, but it started slow. It picked up. It was great.
It was
And
structured better.
Yeah, structured. Yes. The way it was built, it was structured better. The Billy Beer Cheese matches are structured better, and that match was structured better. But the Mark Briscoe match started off hot, like it just continued hot and still ended hot. You know what I mean? So it was a great match. And yes, I'm probably going to talk about it more just because it was hot. But as a match of two people thrown together, yeah, that Will Ospreay match was definitely better. I wouldn't have cared who won either match because it started hot, continued hot, went on hot. But when you look at the bracket, you knew Will Ospreay was going to win. You knew Kyle Fletcher was going to win. Like, because, yeah, they're on opposite sides, so that's probably going to be the final. And it takes a little bit out of it, but it doesn't take a lot out of it with the fucking ROH cracker, because I was just like, all right, I know Kyle Fletcher's going to win, but you know what I'm saying? Like, that match was so good. I was like, damn, I don't even care this nigga's going to lose. This match was great. Versus, like, I know Will Ospreay's going to win, and it built to a great match because he's Will Ospreay. And then you're like, damn, that shit was a fucking banger because that guy had so many more reversals. I guess that's what their wrestling styles differ. Because, yeah, like Stick said, old boy did his homework, right, for the Will Ospreay match. You know what I'm saying? He did his homework. It's like I've watched all your matches. I know what you're gonna do, so I have reversals for it. And if the people don't know me, it's gonna look impressive for me to do that, which it did. You know, you're right. You're right though, because I didn't expect shit from that Protostar
Briscoe.
them boys match. You know what? You're fucking right. Yeah, I'm an idiot. The pay-per-view did start good, but that was a better match. Briscoe and them was a better match. You're right. I'm an idiot because I was drinking. I better, you know what? I'm an idiot because I was drinking and cooking, and I was watching and trying to do shit. But you know what? You swayed me. You're right. I'm an idiot. I was wrong. I can admit when I'm wrong. I'm a man. I can admit I am wrong. That fucking Briscoe Kyle Fletcher match was the better match.
Wow, did I spatula Sticks too? Sticks, are you?
You know what? All right, if I did not give my beer cheese just for that man Cynic, and if I could switch it, like if I don't know if we're you said it, you stuck. But if I could switch it and actually put beer cheese to a match, you know what? You're right. I would put it towards Briscoe and them
I gotta check
versus
out
Will
this
Ospreay.
match. I
I
gotta
think I just had Will Ospreay beer cheese, beer cheese Ospreay on the brain because it was a great match and it did start the show and shit did dip for how many matches are we in between that? 5 or 6? Yeah, it did dip down, but I guess for the surprise factor of two guys stuck together and put on a banger and what they put their bodies on the line through, yeah, you're right.
for
I
the
would switch my shit.
for the tripod historians, this is the first ever spatula vote on
Yeah.
the tripod stick.
Yeah.
Did I spatula you as well?
No. But
Oh,
let me no. Let me just talk about this though. Like I said, this was I believe they said 4th match between Briscoe and Protostar in the history. Now, I'm not going to take anything away from that, but this was Kevin Knight's first AEW singles match. He was a replacement for an injured Jay White. I'm just going to say that he did do his homework. This was that match with Beer Cheese is, like I said, a star making, like, this is a match that you could have right out the gates. Like, this puts you on the map. Kyle Fletcher, like I just said, we've talked about how was the old Michael Jordan saying the roof is a ceiling? Same thing for Kyle Fletcher, like the ceiling is high for this guy. I will say this about that match too. We had no Don Callis interruption. You were waiting for something because it always seems to be, Don Callis always seems to find a way into his match. This was one of the first matches that when I always hear that Briscoe's in a match, it's like, okay, you're gonna get a little bit of humor, get a little redneck kung fu, yeah, whatever, stuff. But I will say, I think that the Ospreay Knight match that helped put Kevin Knight on the map. Like, there was a lot of hype coming out of New Japan for Kevin Knight. That was a hell of a match to have as your starting match, as your first match in your new company. Whereas this match that we had with Fletcher and Briscoe, we've had like 3 to 4 other matches before. But we've also know that I wasn't going to be surprised if Fletcher went out there and put on a hell of a performance, because he's done that with Ospreay. He's done that with a few other, like I think he might have had a match too with Omega and he's held his own. Like, he's done this. So I wasn't surprised, but I was like, okay, you had a really good match with Briscoe, who is a veteran in many other promotions. I was happy he went out there and he had a hell of a match with him. But also, like I said, if you saw the way the brackets lined up, and what I'm hoping, fingers crossed, is I'm hoping we're going to get another Beer Cheese and Fletcher match, because these guys, like that cage match, we talked about that cage match. Like, he ate everything Ospreay gave him and dished out some of his own. Like, these matches help cement you, so that way when we are talking 4, 5, 6 months down the road, when he wins a TNT championship, we're like, okay, here's the first milestone on the quest of this guy becoming a future face of AEW.
Adam Cole versus
damn right,
Danny
we're skipping
Garcia.
Jericho.
What'd you think, Cesar? Adam Cole versus Danny Garcia.
I'm not mad at this, but I'm kind of mad because Danny Garcia didn't get any kind of run. You know what I mean? Like, was this a great match? Yes, this is a great match. Was it a great build? But I thought this was a great, like, trios build. You know? Because Danny Garcia had his boys. Adam Cole's got the Undisputed motherfuckers. And I thought this was a great build that way. And then, but, like, Danny Garcia got, like, no kind of run with the title. And it took him, like, forever to get some kind of title. And then what? Who did he beat for this? He beat MJF for this title? No, who did he beat for this title? Yeah, like I don't remember who
Jack Perry. Jack Perry, because
he's not. Yeah, that's right. Jack Perry wasn't. Yeah, he was around, and Jack Perry was hot, and then he beat Jack Perry for this title, and I feel like he had no defenses. And then like he loses it to Adam Cole.
May I
Like,
add something?
yeah, go ahead.
I think he didn't have a run because when he came out, every time he came out, he got what Roman Reigns would say. That's right, zero pop. No one gave
Yeah,
a fuck about Danny Garcia. So we got to get this title on someone who matters. So possibly that's why he didn't have a run.
but like all of his feuds like was Jack Perry had heat, right, and then MJF had heat, and then it was like Adam Cole had pop because he came back and he was hot, but then all they did was like fight in trios matches or tag team matches, or they were on the outside when the guys they were with were tag teaming. So it wasn't like a real feud built between them. It was like a feud built with the trios or people they knew. And then like Adam Cole won. And I was just like, okay. And I don't even feel that great that it was Adam Cole. And y'all know I love me some Adam Cole, baby. And I was just like, I think this whole match, I was like, I don't care.
Wow, was it a
You
good,
know?
decent wrestling at least?
No, it was great wrestling though. Between them, it was great wrestling. But like halfway through the match, I was like, this has nothing for me. Like if Danny Garcia wins, I'm cool. Danny Garcia got a good win over a veteran like Adam Cole. But then I'm like, Adam Cole wins, then I'm happy that Adam Cole won.
There is no shenanigans.
No, no shenanigans. Adam Cole sold the leg. Uh, and then at one point, Danny Garcia hit a fucking Panama sunrise, pulls down the knee brace, hits the boom to Adam Cole. Literally back to back. Boom, boom, boom. Nigga still kicks out. I'm like, bro, that's like hitting the rock with the rock bottom people's elbow special. You don't kick out of that. Like, what is going on? Why are you kicking out of that? Like back to back? I get it. And then Adam Cole hit that nigga hit him with a Panama sunrise outside, a Panama sunrise inside. And then like some other shit. I'm like, bro, what are y'all doing?
So what I get out of this is possibly they want to turn Garcia heel because he did his best work when he was heel, when he was in Daniel Bryan's face and bringing the passion and the fury. He made him fucking pass out with the sharpshooter, which they renamed the Dragon Tamer. He was a heel. That's when people cared. And then he got a title and people were like, all right, let's move on.
Yeah, but that was like 3 years ago.
It was a while ago, yeah.
It was like, yeah, because that's back when he was like what? With Jericho and them. And I understand he still wants to be with Daddy Magic and Angelo and them. And that's cool and all. And then if y'all still want to be a threesome or go for the trios tag titles, I get it. But it was just like the story of this.
If he stays face, that's where they should do it.
Yeah. Like it was literally
zero heat. He has zero hype unless he turns heel.
This is what I'm saying. This is kind of what I'm saying about AEW. Like you have to watch it for the matches and not watch it for the story. Because if you watch it for the match, this was a good match. This was a good match. That's why I was trying to rush through it today. I skipped all the entrances. I skipped all the pre-match story. I just watched the matches. So if you watch the matches, they were better. If you tried to bring the story into it, you're just like, what the fuck is this? Like to me, seriously, if you watch it for the story in the matches, you're gonna have a bad time.
What
if
do you
think?
Watch
it for just the matches, it was better.
What do you think of Adam Cole's first singles title being the TNT title amongst their dozen titles.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying, bro. You were wrestling for the heavyweight championship a year ago. And yeah, you got injured and you had to build yourself back, and most people do. Most people have to. Some people have to, and that's cool. And that I get it. It's wrestling. You're putting your body on the line. Adam Cole's been in the game for a long time, so it's going to take him a while to get shit back. But like, there was really no build for this. No anger, no because like Adam Cole came back and said he wanted to have championship gold. But then that nigga Ricochet said he wants championship gold, and
I
look
think
where he
you're
is.
100% correct, Cesar. The build was they just kept fighting in trios tag matches. The build was weak, so there's no heat.
The build
There's
was
no
weak for a
heat.
singles match. It was
There was
weak.
no heat for this feud, or there's nothing behind this. So why care about this fucking thing? And then you have Adam Cole winning the TNT title. Sticks, I think they should have cashed in at Wembley. When MJF and Adam Cole baby were a tag team, they wrestled at the beginning of the show, they wrestled at the end of the show. I think they should have cashed in on the Adam Cole hype. Then it would have raised Adam Cole's stock. It wouldn't have hurt MJF at all. And look where MJF is now. So him winning didn't help him either.
Right, because he got injured after the match.
But still, I think it would have raised his stock, at least as a credible wrestler, and it wouldn't have hurt MJF at all. But that's my opinion, Sticks. What do you think of this match?
Like Cesar, I just felt like something was missing. Like, don't get me wrong, like I agree with him. The action was good.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't wonder if you hear about how like a lot of wrestlers, it takes them a while to get a singles run because they just got that injury stank on them. I think a combination of that and then and I don't blame Adam Cole for this. I blame the creative. They shouldn't have had him be the devil because I think he was set up for failure with that from the start. Like Adam Cole could play a hell of a heel, but he can't play that type of a heel. Like that was set up, and when you found out it was him, but also when they did all that stuff, he was still kind of coming off of an injury. So you kind of screwed him with that because he couldn't. You had a guy who you said was a devil having to get wheeled out by Matt Taven and Mike Bennett. So that didn't help. So I don't wonder if those two things still kind of were hovering over Adam Cole, like singles wise. And that's why I don't wonder why like he was in a lot of trios matches, because they were afraid that if they were to start doing a singles run of him, they thought maybe something else would happen with them. And thankfully nothing did. But like Cesar said, I'm happy Adam Cole won because damn, he should have had a singles championship earlier instead of just a Ring of Honor tag team championship reign with MJF. Like, I mean, because I was watching this with my girlfriend this morning and she was like, is this seriously his first singles championship in AEW? I was like, yeah. Because he was injured, but his last championship gold he had in AEW wasn't even an AEW championship. It was Ring of Honor. Like you said, they should have just cashed it in because like we just said, Edge won a TNT championship and didn't even defend it. So you should have had Adam Cole win the AEW championship. He probably could have at least defended it at least once or twice. And if he got injured, at least he would have got injured either during a championship defense or after a couple if you're worried about it. Or if it just wasn't going to work, if you felt like it wasn't going with the crowd, like they weren't in it, you could have had him lose to somebody that was having the pop of the crowd. But Adam Cole still gets the pop of the crowd with the entrance. I mean, we saw this in NXT during one of his greatest championship runs in his career when he was at the UE. He has that entrance pop and still has that attraction with the crowd in AEW. So you could have at least rode that for 4 to 6 months before you took that championship off him. But I mean, I like Cesar. I'm happy he won. But this match, and there's nothing against the action in the ring. The action was good. And like, maybe I'm a prisoner of the storytelling leading up to this, but it just, I felt I was left with this like this emptiness in it. Like I just wasn't 100%
You weren't
in it.
invested. You weren't invested.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always remember a line Cesar said a long time ago about the Acclaim, because I was hyped when the Acclaim won the tag titles, but Cesar said it don't mean nothing. They should have did it. I think it was the pay-per-view before, because they at the pay-per-view they lost, but at Dynamite they won it. And Cesar says it was too late. You should have did it at the pay-per-view. The thrill is gone. You should have pulled the trigger when you had the chance. And I think that's exactly what happened to Adam Cole. His championship should have been the AEW championship, not the TNT championship. But I digress.
No. I said it, but like, when it's
10
hot,
years ago.
when you can feel it and it's hot,
pull the trigger.
Pull the trigger.
The trigger.
Yeah, and like he talked about, I think he talked about during that match, if you got to make the change on the fly, you say that in the ref's earpiece and you tell the guys, hey, change your plans. We're going with it. And you do the explanation.
That's a Lesnar
later.
Roman Reigns situation.
Yeah. Spoiler alert for the main event.
Well, gentlemen, up next is the match I would have sold my PS5 to watch, because when this was all coming together,
here we go.
I knew, fuck, I can't afford this. But man, I need to see this. I have to see this. This is the match I need to see. This is going to be the beer cheese match, undeniably. This is going to be.
I can see you the link. I can see you the link.
Because my favorite guy from Impact Wrestling, the reason why I kept besides Joe Henry, the reason why I kept tuning into Impact was because of Speedball Mike Bailey made the jump. He crossed the line, as they say.
Yes, sir.
He is now in AEW, and he gets put in a triple threat match. Okay, you have this spectacular talent in Speedball Mike Bailey. You want to talk about beer cheese? This motherfucker is almost as good as Billy Beer Cheese. Well, how can this get better?
Of course,
we're gonna put Kenny Omega in. What? Kenny Omega?
What?
Holy shit! You're having Speedball and Kenny Omega? No, we're not done. We're not done.
What?
We're putting Ricochet. What?
What?
You're having these three motherfuckers fighting on a pay-per-view.
What?
I gotta sell my kidney. I need to see this. Couldn't see it. Didn't see it. And I totally expected you both to come on here and be like, Mangria, you should have seen it. You should have ordered the pay-per-view just for this match. Just for this match. So I'm on the edge of my seat. I'm on the cope of my seat, wanting to know what you guys think of this fucking triple threat match, because the only championship that matters in AEW, I'm being serious, is the international championship. That's the only title that matters in this entire company.
I think it's the most traded title in AEW history.
Cesar, please tell me a story.
You know what? I will, and I still will. But I feel like you've been asking me a lot. So Sticks.
Oh, Sticks. Yes,
I think you've been asking me more this whole pay-per-view.
I just went to you because I remember in the chat Sticks said he didn't watch the pay-per-view, so that's why I kept going.
Oh wait, did you not watch this pay-per-view?
But you watched
it?
No,
I watched pay-per-view. Okay. I just didn't watch NXT or TNA.
TNA. Okay. I swear he said he didn't watch TNA, but he watched.
That's where I got mixed up. My bad, Sticks.
No. I will tell you, I literally watched this pay-per-view today, and it was funny because when I responded to the sheriff, that's when I was halfway through the pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was like, all right, I'm gonna watch it today. I was like, it's Monday. You know, I'm not watching this shit on Sunday. because I don't want to wait for the delays and I'm gonna watch it Sunday. And then Sheriff was like, that's when I responded. And he was like, can't wait for the Dynasty review. Because I'm gonna lose my shit on the main event.
By the way, Sheriff, if you're still watching this, we're doing this just for you because
I knew you were. I knew you were.
We've been on a hiatus for many personal reasons on my part, but because of what you said in the chat, Sheriff, that's why we're doing this.
It was funny because he posted that like I think Saturday or Sunday, and he's like, I can't wait for the Tripod Dynasty. And I was about to be like, you gonna wait till next year, nigga, because we ain't reviewing this shit. And then soon as you wrote today, that's what it was. Soon as you wrote today, you were like, yo, if y'all want to record, I was like, well, I'm halfway watching this bullshit pay-per-view. I guess
the Sheriff has done so much for us. I would do anything for the Sheriff's entertainment. So Sticks, please elaborate and tell Mangria I
do got a story, but Sticks,
a story of the match I really wanted to see. I legit wanted to see. Sticks.
Well, I'm going to try not to take up so much time because I also am intrigued in story time with Julius Caesar. So I'm going to say this. This match was good. He was right. It's very hard to say that AEW has 3 matches on a pay-per-view that are worth the pay-per-view price alone. This is one of those 3 matches. Like you just said, like you so eloquently built up for this. This match didn't disappoint. Speedball, Omega, Ricochet. All 3 single-wise, like you said, banger matches. You put them all 3 together, they didn't disappoint. I wasn't disappointed in this match. It was just that 2 other matches outperformed. But these guys, they went out there, they did it. Ricochet, I believe the way he started out, he was like, did the typical heel thing in a 3-way. I'm going to roll out. Why don't you guys go ahead and do it? Speedball and Omega obliged. They went out there and did it. The fucking kicks that Omega ate by Speedball. I think he took like 4 of those fucking kicks to the dome. I mean, and he sold them. Like the last 2, he sold that like he fucking was in. He was back up in fucking Canada training. Like, he sold him. There was a point where Speedball went for like I think it was like the moonsault double knees on the outside on the ring apron.
Yep.
His fucking knees bounced like a fucking basketball. I mean, he flipped and you saw a thud and that motherfucker went airborne and thud again. I mean, and he sold the knee injury great. Ricochet hit his moves on Omega, and Omega, being the champion that he was, ate him and kicked out. The fucking finish was great on this. Like, the finish was great. Yeah, that part right there was even great.
That part was the best part of the night, yeah.
Ricochet on the fucking mic. Ricochet on the mic, talking shit. Speedball fucking just fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked his fucking mic off him, and then poor Speedball puts the headset on to try to apologize, and he puts the fucking wrong headset on. Audio. But anyway, I had no audio, and Tony and those guys are like, Speedball Mike Bailey wanted to let's let you guys know he's sorry that he did that, but he felt that it was justified that it had to happen. So that was great. The finish to this. Speedball gets fucking tied to the tree of woe. Yep. Fucking Ricochet's getting ready to do something to him. Kenny Omega with a second rope, one-winged angel. Him while fucking pinning him in front of Speedball. And Speedball is trying to grab any body part of any guy there to break up the pin. And there might have been a little bit of a slip up because I think he could have grabbed Ricochet, or he did grab Ricochet's leg.
They were real close.
But I'm willing to disregard that because the way the fucking finish looked, like they had it set up perfect. And it damn near was perfect. But the way Kenny won that match was great. And then, I'm sure we have read the rumors. They will kind of want to combine the international and the intercontinental or the continental championship.
The one Rainmaker has, yeah.
Yeah. Rainmaker fucking comes out. I was expecting the whole face up. Kenny gives him maybe 5 seconds, and then turns and walks to the back. And I'm thinking the whole time when I saw that, are they pressed for time? I mean, was this? Because I was expecting a little bit more because they talked about
6-hour pay-per-view.
Yeah, we know the history of Okada and Omega, and Kenny just kind of looked at him, measured him, and then turned around and walked out. I was expecting Okada at least hit him with a beach, and he didn't even do that. So I was I didn't know if something happened. I was just kind of what do we have here? But I digress. Third best match of the night. All three guys.
Third best match of the night.
In my opinion. Now, Cesar might have.
I need to watch this fucking pay-per-view.
No. I agree. This is the third best match of the night.
I'm stunned that this was the third best.
Yeah. Third best match of the night. I can't
believe it.
But I did. And with that, I digress my time to Cesar, and I gotta go to a little potty break. So I will be right back.
Yeah. I did see the highlights. I did see this happen. That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cesar, I'm legit stunned. This is the third we got these three, like I explained before, these three guys, and this is the third fucking best match on the card. I'm shocked.
Look, I told you I switched my shit, bro. It's the Protostar and Briscoe. It's Beer Cheese and the nigga, and then it's these motherfuckers.
So these three matches were worth the price of admission.
Worth. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
If you just saw those three in a row, you'd have beat your dick and been like, I'm good. You'd have. Like the sad part is, it was the first match of the night. It was the third hour of the night, and then this is the fourth hour of the night. The second hour of the night was just
Kyle Fletcher and Mark Briscoe was the sixth match of the night. The sixth.
Okay. So when I was stealing it,
ninth.
It was like an hour and a half each. So this was the first. Beer Cheese was the first match of the night. That was the first hour and a half. And you said Kyle Fletcher then was the sixth match.
It was the sixth match of the night. Yeah.
Right. So I got 4 matches per thing, because it was only 3 blocks for me because it was an hour and a half. So so Kyle Fletcher then it kind of went over to the third drink. So think about it. If it was hour blocks, you got starting off, you got Beer Cheese Osprey, and then it was hour and a half. Yeah, it was a hour and a half, hour. Yeah, and then 6th match was Protostar, and then this was
the pay-per-view was damn near 4.5 hours long. It was 4:23 or 4:28.
Well, Cesar, go ahead and start the story of this triple threat match. I need to go take care of something real quick, but go ahead.
Yeah. This, I hate to say it, but I'm gonna say it. This was a tripod match, because this was definitely stakes 316. Everybody was on the show doing what they needed to do. This was definitely a Cesar 316, because everybody did what they had to do. And I'm gonna claim this was a sangria, original sangria 316, because everybody did a little bit extra to keep this match cooking. Just like that nigga's photo with that dumb nigga Ricochet on the fucking Jay. And even when he did the fucking John Cena AA on the outside because Kenny was over the guardrail. He had fucking uh god damn it.
Speedball?
Speedball. He had speedball on his shoulders and dumped that nigga on Kenny. I was like, Jesus Christ. And then got in the camera and was like, I look good. I look good. I'm so pretty. I'm so pretty. God damn Ricochet. Everybody got their dive at one point in the later end of the match. Them boys was they were cooking in the ring. Not that many V triggers from Kenny. I think only like 3 or 4. Usually in a match, he's like slamming out like them janks often. Everybody was getting out of the one wing angel, but two fucking what's it called? What's it called? Shooting star presses from Ricochet.
Well,
People,
you had that spot in the match where like everybody, it was like rotating everybody outside, and they did
everybody,
flips
yeah,
over the fucking.
yeah. They were throwing outside. Everybody got their dive on the outside. Yeah, Kenny hit a dive, and then something happened. And Speedball Speedball hit the second rope backflip.
Yeah,
Ricochet
it
hit the
was
dive.
definitely a spot. It was definitely had a lot of spotapalooza going on.
Yeah, that's what the Caesar 316 is, man. Everybody got their shit in. They all hit their spots. They all were doing work. They all missed a thing in the ring because Ricochet missed the lion salt, Speedball, Speedball missed the Ultimate X. Kenny even missed the dive off the top too. But Speedball hit the other backflip, Ultimate X. He had Kenny and then Ricochet on top. They were stacked, and then he hit that Ultimate
That
X.
was awesome. I thought that was a
Yeah,
great spot.
it was a great spot. I mean, yeah, Ricochet was on the mic talking that shit when he did the AA dump them boys. And then yeah, Mikey kicked him in the head, and then everybody else is still on commentary and the fourth microphone broke, and he said, I'm sorry, Tony. Sorry you had to listen to that. But yeah, they called that shit too. Like everybody got their shit in. Speedball missed the knees on the outside, but like we said, he got that stacked moment. Um Kenny Kenny was fucking up because there was a point where Ricochet did something to Speedball, and then he
He
went to
was standing outside. I leaned up against the ring apron.
yeah, and the referee kind of slowed the count.
Yeah, because you
And
just
it was
see him
like it was
on
like
like
one,
playing like right
two,
there in the camera angle. You
yeah,
saw him just kind of like this, and he's just kind of. This is like this is your championship, dude. You need a
yeah,
bit of
dude,
slide your ass in there.
yeah. You should have been slid your ass in there and got that shit. But like everybody showed up, everybody showed out, man. This match was really good. Price of admission, Sangria, definitely on this one, man. If you watch, yeah, if you got the numbers, yeah, first match, sixth match, this match. Didn't watch the rest of the pay per view in whatever kind of order you want, but bro, dude, these boys was cooking. They were doing work. Everybody had a good interest. Ricochet yelled at a young kid in the fan. I mean, in the crowd when he was interested. Speedball had some like Frogger shit on for Mario, and he was jumping everywhere. Kenny had $85 million of pyro on some bullshit. Uh, but I mean, this match was so good. But yeah, that spot right there, that spot, Ricochet talking that cash money shit because he had two cash money shit spots. The first one was the AA on the guardrail. The second one was that one. Yo, dumbass. And they both had the bald spot on the outside. Like Ricochet dived, but they both spread away. And then Mikey slapped him. and they were like, bald. And then Kenny slapped him, and they were like, bald. And then like he tried to like bounce back or something, and then they both slapped him on the outside, and the crowd was like, bald. The ball slaps are so good. I'm actually, I'm actually glad Ricochet like encourages that. You know what I'm saying? Just people like going to do a move and then just slapping him on the back of the head just because he's bald. That just brings hilarity to the character. And just a random spot into the match. Like I said, you were gone, but this is the first Sticks 316, Cesar 316, and I even coined the Sangria 316. Not only did everybody show up, get their shit in, but the match was still great as well with the extra shit, which is like behind you. That's the extra shit.
Okay.
The extra shit was so great as well. Yeah, you're right. This was the third match of the night. For me personally, this was the third best match of the night. I was wrestling entertained and then also great wrestling in this. Uh this is one of those matches where if you didn't know what was going on, they still all told a story. They still all had a great match. You didn't need to know what was going on. You just knew these three guys were fighting and they were doing shit in the ring, even with the bald shit, the wrestling outside shit. I mean, even the kicking him in the fucking headset on shit. But Ricochet, even when he hit the guardrail shit and said he's too pretty and yelling into the camera, that set up this spot, I believe, later, which was still funny and great. And yeah, man, yeah, Mike, yeah, tied up in the ropes, one wing angel, good finish. And then, the motherfucker came out later and they're gonna combine those titles probably at All In. Such a good match, man. Such a fun match, such a good build back up into the story.
So Sticks, I'm dealing with a very loud, annoying cat right now, so I'm gonna throw it to you for the main event because I know Cesar has a lot to say about this. So Sticks, go ahead and tell us your thoughts on the main event, which was the most viewed TikTok of the weekend. What'd you think?
Yes, we had Swerve and John Moxley. Swerve had led into this that, his championship reign started at Dynasty last year, and it would start again. John Moxley, there was some history going forward. You had the build-up. They had a mixed tag on Wednesday. Moxley assaulted Willow afterwards, and then did some stuff to Swerve afterwards. I think he suplexed him or throw him onto some glass. And Moxley was in the crowd thinking, oh, I got the upper hand. And Swerve just fucking, with them super cotton picking powers, raised up with glass in his back and showed John Moxley, you're not going to hold Swerve Strickland down. You don't hold a good man down, but it's throwing him into some glass. It's going to take a lot more than just that. So I will say this about this match. It wasn't main event worthy. I mean, they threw everything in the kitchen sink in it. Like Cesar and myself said, there were 3 better matches than this. I mean, I understand why they did it because it's the company's heavyweight championship. But WWE also doesn't have the company heavyweight championships main event a lot of their pay-per-views because they know what they have their finger on the pulse and they know what match is they can rotate into the main event spot. I'm going to say this. Who is going to fucking beat John Moxley for that championship that you're going to legit be like, okay, I can see this? I personally,
Darby Allin.
Yeah, but we're like, what? 3 to 6 months from that? Because that fucking cracker hasn't even started his ascent up Everest. Like he's still in the training fucking phases of that. So we're gonna have how many months of this? Like, I mean, they could throw beer cheese at that, but there's really no kind of story to that. Like Caesar said, I can see the story wise with that because I also believe at some point Brian Danielson's going to come back and cost him that match. But Brian Danielson don't have really anything that's intertwined with Ospreay to legit show you why to do that. Like in a perfect world, you're going to have Brian Danielson and Darby Allin. Like John Moxley's going to lose his championship at All in Texas. But I mean, if we look at it kind of logistically wise, I don't think Darby Allin's going to be back in the company, let alone coming down from a mountaintop in time for that pay-per-view.
Whoever has a microphone is going to defeat John Moxley. But what do you think of the match, Sticks?
I didn't like it. I thought it was probably one of the worst matches they had. Mm-hmm. Just from in-ring action to even to the shenanigans afterwards. I mean, you wasted a spot with Samoa Joe and the Black Ops to come out and help even the odds. To have Mox still fucking win. Like you had Hangman come out and you saw the internal struggle with that. And you wasted that to have it. So what? You maybe throw Swerve and Hangman together in a tag match against maybe, spoiler alert, the Bucks came back. Which, I mean, it'll be interesting because they're probably going to have it be like, because last time we saw the Bucks on AEW television, they were like in a fucking Ponzi scheme trying to get rid of all paperwork, all that stuff. So maybe they play into it that, well, Moxley has some stuff on the Bucks. Okay, whatever. You can do that with a lot of people in WWE. They probably had a lot of shit on Vince McMahon, but you don't see that shit going on on TV like you do with this. Plus, it was the Bucks. Whatever. I'm not entertained with that. I let alone do I care. But are you going to force Swerve and Hangman together as a tag team to take on those guys while we have John Moxley holding the championship hostage again for another month or two? I thought it was the worst match on the card.
So the online rumblings is that this ending happened because they're setting up for Anarchy in the arena. Mox and the fucking Dark Death Riders, whatever the fuck they called, and the Bucks versus Swerve, Hangman, and whoever else they can find. It was awful. It was awful. Yeah, the Ops. Well, Cesar, go ahead and take the floor. What did you think of this main event of Dynasty? It was John Moxley versus Swerve Strickland. What did you think, Cesar?
All right, this is some straight up bullshit. Okay, why would you have Swerve come out in a special entrance wearing gear of a black superhero?
Static.
Yeah. 2 months outside of February. Whatever, nigga. I mean, at least if it was June, you could have said he had the powers of Juneteenth or something. Whatever, nigga. Whatever. Not in Trump's America, but whatever, nigga. And then yeah, have them fight and do whatever they did. Hit that nigga with a swerve stomp through a table off the ladder on some Jeff Hardy shit. What? Because there wasn't no spiked bats around. So Mox, you got to take a thing through the table. You got this bitch Marina out here with the fucking briefcase taped up, double-sided taped up. Just buying a briefcase. You niggas got money. You know. Yeah, you got the microphone. Say that shit, Sacred.
Oh my God.
You know, go put that shit on. Put that shit on.
Now it's time for the Hail Caesar tangent of the week.
You know what, Tony Khan? Last time I had one of these, I said you would fuck with me for a long time. Yo, bitch ass fucked with me one more again. One more again, nigga. I don't understand how you could have another shitty finish to a otherwise decent pay per view. 5 hours you kept them niggas there. You kept them from the pre show. You kept them from 6 to midnight. Now, 6 to midnight to me is I'm out at the bar. You know, I done had 2 rum and cokes. That's really like 5 rum and cokes, 2 shots of, Jameson, and then some stupid bitch gonna talk to me at the bar. I'm gonna tell her a few jokes, and I'm gonna beat some cheeks, and then, skeet in her, and then be like, Ant-Man, I don't want nothing to do with the baby. I'm gonna pay you child support 216 months. That's 18 years. If you really do the math, you stupid bitch. Up front, bitch, because I ain't got time for that bullshit. This is what you're doing to me, nigga. This is what you is doing to me, nigga. You's out here having Swerve versus Mox. Swerve got to fight all these niggas. He Brett Nana lost his robe to the dumbass nigga Ricochet. Then you gotta have fucking light skin versus dark skin. You gotta have Drake versus Kendrick part 2. Nigga, we already did this shit. The Super Bowl. Kendrick won, nigga. And then you gotta have this shit again. And on your other fucking pay-per-view, which had another shitty ending with this dumb nigga Cope wasting Captain Charisma's with. I talked about this last time. I'm moving on. You gonna have this nigga. Now everybody's like, oh, Hangman helping Swerve. He's not helping Swerve. He hates Jon Moxley too. Everybody hates Jon Moxley. I hate Jon Moxley. Sticks hate Jon Moxley. Sangria hates Jon Moxley. You hate Jon Moxley. The sheriff hates Jon Moxley.
Jon Moxley's mother hates Jon Moxley.
You goddamn right. Brother Quarter Dre hates Jon Moxley. Blokey hates Jon Moxley.
Fucking Jon Moxley's wife hates Jon Moxley.
Renee is there hating Jon Moxley. Hell, Jake's mama is thinking about hating Jon Moxley while she getting DP'd in Eiffel Tower and split roasted by Brother Quarter and Blokey 2-piece. They up there like, God damn, fuck this nigga Jon Moxley, but this bitch sucks a mean dick on Saturday night. That's how they out here hitting that shit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody hates Jon Moxley and this bullshit. Okay? And then you gonna have the young buck crackers come back. I didn't see it as Hangman. I didn't see it as Hangman helping Swerve. I saw it as Hangman hating the Death Riders. And just he's like, fuck them niggas. And then you know what? He said, if I could beat all 3 of these niggas and then hit this nigga Swerve and then him not win the AEW championship, then that's a good day. That's what I saw it as. That's what I saw. And then the ops. See, the real OGs. The ops, Samoa Ho. Because that nigga know what he do. And Sangria holding the cat. And if that cat is named Samoa Ho, then that cat's the realest cat I ever known, nigga. But it's still the ops. Cause see, that's some nigga shit. The ops, because the ops are always against you, and they don't care who you is. The ops will fuck your couch up. And that's what the ops do. And if they was out there fucking couches up, you know what I'm saying? Then that's what they was doing. I didn't see it as, yeah, Hangman said it. I don't care what y'all say. He said, you will never win the championship again long as I'm alive. That's some Trump shit. That's some Make America Great Again shit. And we see how the stock market is right now. So you know what? I'm gonna say it. Fuck that nigga Hangman too. You know what I'm saying? Fuck you, Hangman. You on some Trump shit. You against the niggas. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I don't care what the rest of them niggas say on this tripod. You is against the niggas. Cause look, I don't care who got the championship. As long as it ain't Jon Moxley. And Death Riders, anybody can have a championship. Nigga, Hangman, get a championship, nigga. If you hating, get the championship, nigga. Then we can be back on the same page. You maybe not make America great again. Maybe you just like John Moxley don't need to make AEW great again. And now we can agree on that because Tony Khan is never making AEW great again. Tony Storm is making AEW great again. But I'll digress again. God damn it, I've been drinking. I back to this bullshit ass match. Then the young crackers gonna show up. They left like 5 months ago running from this nigga John Moxley and the fucking baldy ass niggas. They ran from this bitch ass, and now they back beating niggas to fucking have John Moxley win the championship. Why is you two hating niggas? Yeah. You two and Jack Perry. Jack Perry drive a black ass bus with a black ass bull hat on. And then y'all niggas hate niggas now? Unless Jack Perry dating fat ass white women? Because you know what? Jack Perry knew Anna Jay was going to leave America and find a nigga to give her some deep dick pizza. Yeah, she was going to go to Chicago, Atlanta, DC, and she was going to have somebody knock the bottom out of that shit. And then he was like, yeah, I keep wearing all this black, and that's what's going to happen. She going to find a deep dick black nigga to handle that shit. And I don't even know what fucking Sangria putting up right now because he's on his phone. I ain't reading that shit. And it's halfway going in and out because he's too close to the camera. So I don't even care. But I'm just saying this. The Young Bucks is racist. Tony Khan, you's a sad nigga, so you should have had Swerve win the title, you piece of shit. And then you got fucking white ass John Moxley and the Young Crackers beating niggas this close to June, which is Juneteenth. And I know what y'all gonna do. I know what you're gonna do. Because it takes 2 months to climb Everest. So if that punk ass 130-pound wet ass Darby Allin nigga starts today, it'd be June when he get done. Then he's gonna work out for a month. Then he's gonna win it at fucking All In Texas. Bullshit. This is all bullshit. So Swerve's gonna lose right now. Then this black ass gonna lose again. There's gonna be Hangman Adam nigga. He gonna lose. And was wait, what month is April, May, whatever. He gonna lose in June. Oh, that's right. AEW ain't every month. This ain't WWE. So Hangman Adam nigga gonna lose in June. And then Darby Allin gonna win this bullshit at All In Texas. And this is a bunch of bullshit. This is the dumbest match ever. Why would you have all these crackers? You had the Young Crackers, that's 2. You had the Ops, that's 3. You had the other crackers. What's John Moxley's faction called? I don't give a fuck. There's 3 of them crackers there. That's like 2, 3, 5, 8. And then you had other crackers in there. 10, including the crackers that was fighting. Hangman, 11. You had 11 sons of bitches in the main event, and ain't nothing changed. You know, I'm glad you fucked up Edge. Because if you wouldn't have fucked up Edge in this pay-per-view, this has been a bullshit ass pay-per-view. This nigga better not come back. I ain't seen Daniel Bryan come back. And you know what? Good. Because I don't need to see that nigga come back. All I need to see is Drew McIntyre shoot CM Punk at WrestleMania with a gun in the main event, and then let Nathaniel Raleigh get the pin. And that's all I need from wrestling. And I can quit this bullshit and go about my life. That's all I got to say about that bullshit. Sangria, say the outro line.
Other than that, Cesar has 0 thoughts on the subject. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for listening, watching, supporting this channel, the Tripod Sheriff. I know it's mostly you. So everybody else, until next time, we give that big ups to Stallion Pete.